While you're enjoying the feast at Thanksgiving dinner this week, you'll need to keep in mind some healthy habits to use so you can keep your family safe. Our Noelani Matthews shares a few tips.
This Thanksgiving, what's tougher than hours spent over the stove?
COVID is on the rise here.
Well, some might say it's the tough decision of not having one at all.
With that said, being in holiday gatherings, we don't want to add to those numbers that are already stressing our hospital systems currently.
Dr. Salvatore Anzolini is with the Healthcare Network of Southwest Florida and says his family is no exception when it comes to preventing the spread of COVID-19.
And no one's flying in, everyone's staying put, and I think that's the prudent thing to do. But people will have gatherings, and the question is, how do you do it safely?
The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention doesn't recommend it, but if you do, their first piece of advice is to make the gathering small.
Obviously, it's a hard time for our industry, so if we didn't have people feeling safe, then who knows, we may have been just a statistic. But instead, we've got sold out dinners, and it's just an amazing feeling that they choose us because they trust us.
Michelle Perfido knows the lengths it takes to ensure safety all too well while hosting fine dining events at Cafe U amid the pandemic. Her advice for Thanksgiving is to disinfect frequently touched surfaces often.
Especially sanitizing areas that perhaps maybe you wouldn't have thought of before, like the backs of the chairs and the door handles and those kinds of little tips.
She says this means you should also cut out any self-serve for food or drinks to help reduce the risk of exposure.
As far as pouring the water, rather than just leaving it on the table, which is perhaps what we might have done in the past at our wine dinners, we now actually pour the water ourselves. And what that means is that I, right now, am the only person that is touching this bottle.
The CDC says it's a good plan. While help in the kitchen is always nice, you should also limit who's preparing and serving the holiday meal. And if you're the one attending a dinner this Thanksgiving, the CDC says just don't forget to wear your mask. Also, if you'd like to be extra safe, they say it wouldn't be a bad idea to bring your own utensils.
Plastic forks and knives. Probably most people say, yay! Now we can use paper plates for Thanksgiving.
This Thanksgiving, the biggest question won't be what's on the menu, but instead, if plans are still on. And if so, are they indoors, outside, or online?
We have to remember that there are other gatherings in the future. This is one isolated event, and we need to take responsibility for ensuring safety.
Lastly, when it comes to showing affection, in typical 2020 fashion, this too might look a bit different.
This is something maybe parents can have a discussion with their children, that don't hug grandma or grandpa. And it's tough, but it protects them. And that's how you show love, is by showing restraint at this point.
Because a family in good health is something everyone can be thankful for. Reporting in Cape Coral, Noelani Matthews, Fox 4.